Hello, everyone. It's William here at Allegory Gallery. Thank you all for being here today. I hope you're all having a great afternoon. It has been busy. It's been a busy day here. Let me jump over here. I'm trying this a different way today. Hopefully I'll see comments easier. Normally I watch every stream for comments, but I got into the studio here. Hopefully the sound's okay. Hopefully everything's okay. Hopefully I'm streaming the right direction. They changed it yet again, how to set up the stream, but I think I'm doing okay. I haven't checked YouTube, so let me just do that. Anybody over there on YouTube? Hello, Paula. Paula's over on YouTube. Do I look okay on YouTube? Is it going the right way? um, let me check it here real quick. Yeah, good. Looks like we're good. So hopefully I will see everybody's comments in one place. That's the goal here. So we're going to see if this works. Yeah, let me get it set up. Okay. Whew, it's been a day. I got up extra early today. I had to work on some things for our cars. Our van needs to be inspected. So I got up extra early to start working on that. And I had to talk. I was talking with my mom. I was talking with my dad. I was messaging the car place, trying to figure out what is happening. So I had to get an appointment with our mechanic. The mechanic we have uh, isn't normally doesn't do kind of like a set appointment. The way he works with my family is usually we like drop the car off and then it'll be like a day or two. Whenever he gets around to it, he can do it. And that's usually how we go with him. So we have to have a little bit of time. And that's because he's also a like towing garage. So he never knows if he's going to get something towed in that's going to be like an emergency, or so it kind of plays by that kind of play it by ear kind of thing. So I just have to check, and I'm waiting to hear back from them. I was going to drop it off at last week, but last week we had the tree fall, and that just threw everything off schedule. So I didn't get it over there, and we need to get that done because one, it has to be done, and two, our car has a heat shield, or my dad thinks it's a heat shield. He used to work with cars his whole life. There's a heat shield falling on our car. It has only fallen off the driver's side and not the other side. So thankfully it's still holding on, but it makes an awful racket going down the road. And people think parts of our car are falling off. So I don't want to take that to a garage and have them do major work on it if it's something simple. Because I'd rather not, we're a small business. We can't pay just be like, I dream of the day when I can say, oh, just send it to the garage and here's a check. And whenever it's done, just let me know or drop it off. We're not like that. We gotta count our pennies, literally. So we are we are trying hard to keep costs in line. So my dad's going to take a look at it tomorrow with me and see if he can see what is wrong and if there's any way we can fix it ourselves. He's done a lot of fixes for us. He's helped us with our brakes, with sway bars, with tons of stuff. And so hopefully, we'll be able to get that fixed tomorrow, or at least make a plan to get that fixed so that I'm not rumbling rumbling. I don't know. I don't even know what I'm trying to say. Rumbling rattly down the road. I don't know. So that's what's going on. Let's see. Paula says, you look wonderful. Oh, good. Thank you. And Paula says, so glad we don't have these inspections in Michigan. Oh, I wish we did not. Car inspections And in some parts of Pennsylvania, you just need a general inspection just to make sure the car is drivable. In other parts of Pennsylvania, you need an emissions inspection to make sure the emissions are okay. And we live in a part where you need both. So I used to live in a part where we only needed the one. It was a lot cheaper. So now we live in a part where you need both. And so we have to get that done too. Kelly's here. Hello, Kelly says, I want to introduce myself. I've been really appreciating your tutorials and your gallery. Well, thank you so much, Kelly. We appreciate you appreciating us. I'm glad you're liking everything. We have lots of tutorials on YouTube. A lot of them are in the Saturday morning playlist, which is when we were partnering with Jen from the Giggly Gypsy to do the wire work, mostly tutorials, kind of a lot of wire work, wire wrapping. But there are also a lot of tutorials by Andrew with various things. Some of them are like creating faces in polymer clay and seed beading and all different kinds of things. He's done a lot of tutorials over the years as well. His tutorials were not set up as like pre-filmed and edited kind of tutorials. His were lives. So they're a little bit different, but they're still very useful. You'll just hear him talking to people who aren't there now, right? Whereas Jen's are just like she's focused on just explaining the tutorial. So that's another thing. Some people, just like the pure tutorials, and we're going to work on trying to film more of those. But if you are interested in like polymer clay sculpting and seed beading and things like that, Andrew has done a lot of different, he's also done some wire work and metal work and things like that too. So check our tutorials list. I try to put most things in there, even if they were lives originally and they're kind of more of a tutorial. Now, when Andrew sneaks on and does like a tutorial before our live, like this, sometimes he does. I don't usually put those into the tutorial playlist because sometimes they're at the end and it doesn't make sense. Sometimes they're at the beginning and it could make sense. But um, those are just kind of surprises and kind of like little treats, hopefully treats for those of you who watch our lives. Um, Jennifer's here. Hello, Jennifer. Kimberly's here. Hello, Kimberly. Len is here. Hello, Len. Thanks for joining us. Um, Teresa's here. Hello, Teresa. Thank you for joining us today. Paula says, wow, I didn't know you had tutorials. I want to check these out. Yes, please do. Please check those out. Kelly says, yes, I work in polymer clay too. Oh, good. Did you watch any of the polymer clay tutorials? I hope you did. I guess it depends. We have multiple playlists on YouTube, and the Saturday morning tutorials are mostly all Jen. I think Andrew did one of them because it didn't upload or something happened. I forget that week, but he did a live for the Saturday morning tutorial. But then he also, so there's another tutorial playlist that I think everything is in. So it's a little, I don't know, hopefully it's not too confusing, but we had two separate ones because we used to every Saturday morning have a tutorial and it was easy for people to jump there. But since Jen hasn't been able to work with us, she got a job. um, and we can't yet afford to just employ her. That would be nice, but we can't. So she had to do other things, and so she's very busy now. Kelly says, I make jewelry but also cover glass with a mix of clear and colored clay and make night lights. That's cool. That's very cool. Well, if you ever want to learn to sculpt, I know just the one that's in my brain is sculpting faces. Andrew did a sculpting faces in polymer clay class or tutorial on a live one time. So there's that. If you ever want to put little faces on your lights, maybe that might work. I don't know. Um, or make cute little things. I don't know. I don't know what everybody does, but it's nice to hear what people do, and we'd love to see what you do. We do have a polymer clay club, although we have not done a lot with it recently. But there is an Allegory Gallery Polymer Clay Club group on Facebook, so feel free to join that. Our main group on Facebook is Allegory Gallery Design Challenges, and you can join that group. And the one that is that I've been talking about the most recently is the Allegory Gallery Inspired by Reading Book Club group on Facebook. And the reason we're talking about that is because we've just decided our next book is going to be Miss Benson's Beetle. So you can check out Miss Benson's Beetle and read that. We're going to have our Zoom meeting on that. Everything is on Zoom for the book club right now. We used to have it in store, but we used to have both in store and online, but we're just doing online now. Maybe we'll get back to in store someday. But that's Friday, July 10th from 7:30 to 9:30 p.m. Eastern time is when we'll discuss the book. And inspired by reading, we pick books that hopefully inspire you to make things. So we ask you to make a project inspired by the book. It does not have to be jewelry. It can be anything. Some people have brewed a beer that they were inspired to brew. Some people have made food. Some people have made clothing. Some people make shadow boxes and mixed media artwork. We just want to see what you make. If you haven't made it yet, you can still join in on the discussion. Sorry, my voice is leaving me. You can still join in on the discussion. And make stuff during the book club meeting. We do that a lot. I do that a lot, especially. So even if you didn't get a project done, or you just got a project started, or you just have an idea for a project, you can still join in on the discussion. So on our blog, on our website, allegorygallery.com, you can see there's a link to, if you want to purchase the book, we have an affiliate link with Amazon. We get a little kickback on that if you want to help us out. That's great. You can also hopefully find it at your local library. We have found that some libraries may not have it. That's the case. You never know. But we do try to make sure it's still in print. We've had books recommended before that weren't in print and almost got caught trying to get people to buy like $500 out of print books. We don't want that. So we try to make sure it's in print and an accessible book for most people. You can find it on audiobook. You can find this one on printed book or on an ebook. So it's a lot of fun that way. Let me go ahead. I'm going to move this now and go back to, sorry, I got to find there's my header. Kelly says, sounds fun. It is fun. We have a lot of fun. We have a lot of fun together, us all. Susan Surreal is here. Hello, Susan. Thank you so much. Anyone else? A sleepy Smoky cat and I may have missed. Oh, Smokey's with you. Cute. Very cute. I like when Smokey gets to join. Smoky cat. Yeah, so I spent all morning doing car stuff, pretty much trying to figure that out. I still don't have everything figured out. I'm still waiting to hear back from our mechanic to see if we can drop the car off. And I do have things on order. We had to also get, I don't think I mentioned that we had to get some new tires. I'm about 98% sure that the tires on our car, the front tires, are going to be too bald to pass inspection. So we ordered some more tires so that we can bring those, because those are always more costly if you just buy them through the dealership or through the garage. So we tried to get a good deal on our own. Our garage is very nice. They let us bring things to them. So I brought the transmission fluid. I bought the transmission filter. I bought the transmission pan that we're putting on, a new pan that has a special thing to help drain it quickly. Car tires or van tires. And they let us bring those things. So it saves us a little bit on materials. Also, I think helps them in some ways because they don't run out of stock when they go through, and they don't have to order anything special in, because we're going to be going through a lot of transmission fluid. We have to do a full replacement because of the issue we had last year. We're doing a full replacement and filter change and all that, which takes a lot, more than you'd think. 10 quarts. That's a lot. I feel like 10 quarts of fluid. Susan says, I just got my copy of Miss Benson's Beetle. I'll start it as soon as I finish my current 2 reads. Nice. Car stuff sucks big time. It does. It does. But we have to do it, and we're very lucky. Our cars are running. Things are great. We didn't lose our van last year, and we're trying to keep it in as best shape as we can. So this is all necessary stuff, but it is mind-numbingly boring to try to to deal with. Not even boring. It's not even anxiety causing. It's just tedious. Like do this, do that. I had to make an appointment with my dad and try to arrange things with him. We use my mom's garage, so I got to make sure my mom's home, and then my dad and I will go over and look at stuff, um, and just trying to coordinate all that at the same time as well. Kelly says, I was thrilled to see you guys are in PA, but you are on the other side of the state. So Zoom is great. Yes. Where are you at? You over in the Philly area? I just guessed Philly because that's usually where people are. They're either in Pittsburgh or Philly. We are near to Pittsburgh. Um, so if you're ever over here, come by the store. We're open Friday, Saturday, and Sunday in Johnstown, Pennsylvania. Um, and yeah, but we have online presence. We ship online, allegorygallery.com. If you need beads, we've got great beads. We try and give you the best prices possible. And during these lives, we give you extra good prices usually on things, and things you're not going to see in our online store, and things you're not going to see in our physical store. These are all different things. Um, we try and make each experience for people a little bit different. And maybe that's annoying for some people, but I think it's fun for a lot of people. Hey, Dorothy, thanks for joining us. Glad to see you here. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, so we try and make each experience a little tailored to the people watching, right? So you come into the physical store, we mostly cater to a lot of beginners. So the physical store has beads that are not super expensive. We do have strands that are more expensive, of course, but we have things that cater more toward beginners. And then also have things that are good for people who've been doing it a while who may come in. Um, so that's kind of what the physical store is. Plus, it has a table to sit down at. You can come in anytime we're open and sit down and make stuff with us. It's just, we try and make it a very inviting atmosphere, and not like, we don't want to scare people away with big, super big prices on stuff. Or, we do have a lot of stuff, so sometimes it's a little overwhelming for some people, but we try and walk them through it and take our time with people. The online store has some things that are in the physical store, but mostly all different again. And that's where we get to put some of our more, a little bit maybe odder or different things. We have a lot of vintage stuff. We love vintage components. So we have our vintage Swarovski in there. We have our vintage Czech glass in there. The things that we make, my pottery, Andrew's enamel work, his sculpted creatures, most of those go into the online store. Sometimes we bring some of those into the physical store, but our online store is where we get more traffic. So those go into the online store, and so they don't just sit around, right? We want them to hopefully sell. And then these lives, every day we go live every weekday. Normally it's at 7:30 p.m. Eastern time. Normally we're later in the evening, but today is Wednesday. I take a pottery class in the evening, so we go live at 3 p.m. on Wednesdays, and we talk like this, and we hang out and we chat and we get to know each other, and hopefully people come in and we get new people. We have some people here. Dorothy's fairly new. Paula's been here a few times. Kelly's new. So thank you all for being here. Kim just joined us. Kim and Carol Ann are reporting in. Thank you both for joining us today. And we have people here also that have known us, like Susan, since before we even had a store. We've had our store for almost, 15 years now. I think this is going to be our 15th year in September. We're going to have our 15th anniversary. But we have people here who've known us since before we ever opened a store, when Andrew had just a little online store selling skulls, and he worked for magazines and did blogging. So we've got a great mix. And so we sit here and chit chat at the beginning, usually for about an hour to an hour and 20 minutes. But today is normally a shorter day, so I try and keep it under that, because I have to run to my pottery class after this. But after the chatting session, we usually sell about 30 items. We put 30 items up for sale, and you can claim those if you'd like to. They are oftentimes vintage things, or old and rare things, or things you might not see anywhere else. Sometimes there are 10 of something, sometimes there's only one. So we have a lot of fun with it, though. And, We love these kind of things. We've talked recently, we're going to do some metal beads and pendants and charms and things. Andrew just got a bunch of them, got a really good deal on a bunch of stuff. Over 7 pounds worth of metal beads and charms and pendants and oh my. But we're not going to start that today. I think we're going to end up starting that tomorrow. We did get it from the post office. That's another thing I did today. I got to the post office, but there's a lot to go through. So we'll probably start that hopefully tomorrow. Is the idea anyway. Oh, Dominique's here. Hello, Dominique. Thanks for joining us. I see Harry has joined us here too. Um, Sometimes we sell things from Harry, and we have to have a Harry day again soon. Um, it's been wild here. Let's see here. Kelly says, I'm in Lansdale, PA. I have no idea where Lansdale is. I've never even heard of Lansdale. Let me let me take a look to get my bearings. Um, it's funny. I have lived in Pennsylvania my whole life, but there are so many places in Pennsylvania that I don't even know. Oh, so yes, that's out near Philly, at least closer to Philly than we are, right? Yeah, you are on the other side. You are on the other side. Um, and Jennifer says, I'm in Lancaster. I guess that's central PA. Yeah, you're pretty central, right? Pretty central. Um, let's see here. Dorothy says, doing great. How are you? I'm doing okay. I'm doing well today. Busy, very busy. Haven't had a second to think, which is why I probably sound a little bit amped up for one, but also probably like confused for two. But we're doing okay. We're getting there. We're making things work. Len says, I'm looking at golden beetles now. There are two different ones called golden tortoise beetle, and they change from gold to red and black if you irritate them. That's wild. That's wild. Um, Len's getting into the spirit, apparently, of Miss Benson's beetle. Um, and Dominique saying hi to Dorothy. Yes. So I hope everybody's doing well out there. Kim, another Kim has just joined us. It's been a long while since I've been able to stop in. Yeah, we haven't seen your name pop up in a while, Kim. Hopefully you're doing well. Um, we have multiple Kims here today, Kims and Kimberlys. Um, that's good. I like that. Normally we have the Susans. Today we have the Kim and Kimberlys out and about. So that's nice to see y'all. I hope you're doing well, Kim. I don't know what's kept you away, but I hope that it was not bad. I hope everything is going well for you. Or if it was not so great, let's hope that it's over. But we're glad you could join us again. So that's, of course, Golden Daddy picked a book about a golden beetle. That was maybe not his pick. Maybe. No, I don't know how we both started listening to it because I started reading the book. I had the physical book and I started reading it and I just couldn't get through it. And I ended up getting the audiobook. We started a trip, or we were going on a trip, I think, and I got the audiobook because I'm like, I've read this book. I've read like a third or a quarter of this book and I like it, but I can't get through it. So I think I just started it on audiobook and we started listening to it. And I think that was from someone who long ago recommended that book for book club. And I started looking through some of the lists and I was like, this looks like a book I would like. Um, so yeah, but it's an interesting book and I like it. Kim says, doing well, just new job and working weird hours. Okay, good. Good. I'm glad you're doing well. That makes me happy. Yeah, so okay, that's what's going on here. I feel like I've just like not breathed in about 18 hours. Um, I woke up this morning, my heart was beating a little bit fast. I don't know if it's the full moon. I don't know if that affects you all. I talk about this sometimes. My anxiety, I know my friend, our friend Jen, not the wire working Jen, another Jen, Jennifer. she was talking about in the D stash how her energy with the full moon has just been wild, anxious. And I was like, it's not, I'm doing okay. The very next day, I woke up with nearly a panic attack. And that was like not the full moon night, the like it was kind of like within the night before. But it just hit me and it was wild. And then this morning, I didn't sleep great last night, and this morning I woke up and my heart was just beating so fast. And I have to watch that because I have rapid AFib. Um, and I did take my pills last night, but my heart was beating like I could feel it in my chest. So I tried to get up a little bit, and I got up much earlier than I normally do just because it woke me up and I couldn't get back to sleep. So that did give me time to work on other things in the morning, like the car stuff, before I had to get into my normal stuff, which was kind of good. But I feel like I'm like starting to run on fumes because I didn't sleep well, and I've been up since early for me. For most people, probably still not early, but early for me, because we're night people. We're up at night. Paula says it's amazing how many people are affected by the moon. Yes, I never thought I was, and I don't really know if I was before I had anxiety. I got anxiety pretty late in life. I probably have had it actually for a long time. I was just never diagnosed. Um, but of course, I had some things in my childhood that were not great and caused anxiety, but they were more like very, um, they were like pointed things. Like you could pinpoint what was causing the anxiety. It wasn't just a general anxiety. And so it was probably, I don't know, around 2011, 2012 when I had my first panic attack. And we had moved back here to Pennsylvania. I believe it was after we started the store, and things were just happening, and I was on the kitchen floor unable to like speak, barely could breathe, just like hyperventilating. And that had never happened before. And so I do have anxiety now, and I never really noticed that the moon, I never really put it together that the moon bothered me before that or affected me before that. It probably did. I was just wilder and less, more carefree back then as a youth. Um, I don't know, but and I didn't even really put it together until really about a year or two ago, when every time I'd get here on a live and I would start talking about, oh, I had a really bad anxiety this morning, and somebody would point out it's a full moon or it's a new moon. Apparently, both ways affect me that way. And so now that I know, I kind of prepare myself a little bit for it, and it's been less, just knowing that and figuring that out has been less uh anxiety causing through it all, because I'm like, okay, I tell myself it's a full moon. You're probably going to wake up anxious a little more than usual. Um, and so that has helped. But like last full moon, I guess, which was actually, I don't know, was it last month or was it, somebody said we had two in 1 month? Um, couldn't be this month. We just started it. But anyway, um, it was very, it was fine, the last one. I got through it. I was like, okay, we know it's coming. It's gonna be fine. This one, I said, I know it's coming, know it's coming, and then it hit. Um, Kelly said the energy is chaotic right now. Deep, slow breathing helps. Long exhales. Yes, they say to inhale and then take about like twice as long to exhale, which I do find that helps. I do that often. When I get into really speedy mindsets and things start dominoing. And I do find that helps. Um, but it's a temporary thing, but it does help. And it does sometimes get me out of that, at least. Definitely affected by the moon and barometer changes, says Dominique. Barometer, that's another thing. Andrew is severely affected by pressure. That's barometer, right? Severely affected by pressure. So his sinuses, if it's going to rain, he will tell you. He is better than the AccuWeather. Because I'll look at AccuWeather and it's like, nope, no rain today. And he's like, it's going to rain. And like 30 minutes later, it's raining. I'm like, it didn't say that on AccuWeather. So he's like, it's one of those. He has a superpower, but it's like the worst superpower ever. Pain in his sinuses to tell you when it's gonna rain. Uh, let's see. Panic attacks can be so scary. They are. They really are. And it's not so much that, it's that, I mean, the process of it is scary, but also the fact that, like, inside of the panic attack, like, my mind literally, I felt like I couldn't process anything. Like, it's just like, it starts with this cascading emotion and this feeling of helplessness, and like there's too much to do, and then there's this to do and that to do and this to do and that to do and this to do and that to do, and everything is major. And that's what it feels like when I go into one. And then once I'm in one, it's all about like, is this one gonna kill me? Because it's like my heart starts beating fast and I start concentrating on the breathing, and then of course you can't breathe, and then your brain, at least mine, kind of shuts down, and you're just like, you can't, you're not processing what people are telling you. You're not hearing things around you. It kind of gets that kind of echoey kind of chamber that you're in. It's really wild, and it's a scary thing. It's a scary thing. Um, but Harry says, I find the moon energizing, a positive effect on me. That's good. I feel like when I was more in my youth time, um, that I felt that way. We would go out, and you go out and party and have fun, and on a full moon you'd be loud and your friends would be there, and I feel like it was more like that. Um, and hopefully someday that'll come back. Maybe if we ever get to retire, I'll be like, yes, the moon. I have nothing to worry about. Let's just take this energy and use it for good. Um, Kim says, in the nursing homes, it was almost a given that a full moon would bring falls and odd incidents. I can't even imagine being in a nursing home um, during a full moon, because I do believe it has its effect on people. And um, as Harry said, sometimes the effect is positive and energizing, and sometimes it's anxiety ridden, and sometimes it's depressing for other people. It must just be like even more of a soup of emotions than what probably a nursing home is anyway. Um, Sue says, I enjoy posting full moon art to my socials. Yes, we like when you do. We like when you do. Upcoming storms do a number to my system, Susan also says, including sinuses and anxiety. I've never noticed that storms bring much in the way of anxiety, other than now we have trees falling on buildings, and I think about what could happen. um, we don't live in an area where there's a lot of tornadoes or anything, so I try not to think about that kind of stuff. But yeah, the trees falling on buildings, anxiety causing. And that usually happens because it gets too wet from the storms. Um, Harry says, I frequently photograph the moon. It has been a hobby for 50 years. Yeah, you've got great, and Susan just said, your photographs are amazing. Yeah, you got great moon photographs. Vicky's here. This is a good crowd today. I know we're up to like 21 people on a Wednesday. Because we go live most evenings, we don't usually get a lot of people on Wednesday. So thank you all for being here and hanging out with me. Um, I feel like now I want to chat with everybody even more. But we've also got to look at stuff because this is my short day. And I know I end up talking so much and then I start rushing at the end. So I'd rather have a more leisurely pace through this. So very soon, we are going to flip the camera around. Now I'm going to explain this. I have this scrolling across the bottom here. But for those of you who are new, we have a few new and new-ish people. If you've never purchased with us before, There's a very particular way to do it. It's not hard, but it is particular. You cannot claim in the comments because we broadcast this live in many places, and the comments do not always fall in line. And inevitably, when we say somebody gets something, someone will say, no, my comment was first. And then we have hurt feelings, and we don't want that. So we're going to give you, these are going to be B, C, D lots today, by the way. So we're going to give you a slip of paper, and it's going to look like this. BCD. It's going to have the lot number here, BCD. It's going to have the $sign here, and it's going to have maybe a number down here. So that's the lot number. That's how much it is per item. And this is how many of those items we have at that price. All right, that's how it works. So all you do is you send us an email to info@allegorygallery.com. It's right up there. info@allegorygallery.com. In the subject line of your email, you just put BCD1. And if we would happen to have 2 or 3 of these and you want 2 or 3 in the subject line, you would put BCD1 times 2, for example. And that's how you claim. You claim by email. Just send a new email every time. Don't go back in. Some people go into their sent folder and hit reply to send a new email. That messes everything up. So just hit Command N, Control N, whatever you've got, new email, address it to info@allegorygallery.com, and send us a new email for everything you try to claim. It sounds confusing, maybe. It's not. It's just sending an email. Everybody's got email. Um, you don't have to do any special codes. You don't have to, remember any special numbers. You don't have to put anything in the comments or hashtag anything. You just send an email with the lot number. It sorts in our email as it comes in. There is no question that way who got what. They are time stamped. They come into the inbox as they are received. I don't have to try and be like, did this person on YouTube get it before this person on Facebook? There's none of that. There's no confusion. And it makes it super, super simple. Um, Also, a lot of people have been like, why don't you do like comments sold and all that? That costs us money. So when we have to implement anything like that, it drives the prices up. We can keep our prices low because we ask you to send an email. It makes it, hey May, it makes it super easy. Um, Everybody's got email. Email is free. You just send an email, and we don't have to increase our prices to do any kind of special selling and pay another business or another corporation a chunk of the money that we make, because that's what they do. That's what happens. It also means we have to do another inventory system. We don't want to do that. So we do it this way. Makes it easy. If you are new or you've never ordered from us or you haven't ordered in a while and maybe you moved since the last time you ordered from us, please also send us an email with your real name, because sometimes we don't have our real names on our profiles. So with your real name, with your mailing address, we need your mailing address. And I think that's it. Just your real name and your mailing address. And let me know what your screen name was if if it's not your real name. That's it. If you do send us an email, you're promising to take it if you get it. Please do not send us 30 emails, one for every item. And then when I come back and send you an invoice for 30 things because you won them all, you tell me I didn't want them all. I just wanted number 2 and number 6. Then just send an email for 2 and 6. We've had that before because people, they're like, if I don't get this, I want to get this, and then they get it all, and then they're like, ooh, whoa, I didn't want everything. But that messes up the works, and that's a good, quick way to get booted out of the system, at least for a while. So don't do that. Just send an email for the things you want. If you win, you win. If you don't, you don't. That's part of the game. It's part of the fun. Sometimes our sales, things sell out real quick. Sometimes our sales, things hang around. That's why you can still watch a replay of our shows and scrap some stuff sometimes. We ask you to watch a replay within about 24 to 48 hours or so. After that, a lot of times things start to move back into where they were and resorted. They're not bagged up and together with all the lot numbers. So 24 to 48 hours is a good deal. If it's a weekend, usually you have and a little bit of extra time to watch over the weekend. Um, and I think that's it. It sounds like a lot, but it's really just send us an email. And once you're on the list, I know who you are. Send an email. It's super easy. We will send an invoice via Square. Um, and you can pay that by a credit card. If you have a PayPal debit card or PayPal credit card, you can use that to pay. If you can apply for Afterpay if you have a large invoice that you've gotten from us and you want to split it up, that's through Afterpay, but we have nothing to do with the decision on that. That's a credit decision, all that good stuff. But you can do that. Afterpay is turned on all of our invoices. It takes a little bit more of a percentage from us for processing, but it gives you the ability to split up your payments like that if you qualify. And again, we have no input on that. We've had people say, "Can you help me with my application?" No, we cannot. That is between you and the credit bureaus. But if you qualify for it, it's a very nice thing, and we offer that on the invoices. If you absolutely must pay with PayPal, like there's some reason you cannot pay any other way, we can make an exception once in a while for that. But it does put a kink in our works a little bit. So that's that. We often hold things because we have a live every single day. We often do hold things for people. So if you want to hold things so you just pay less on shipping, we can combine orders that way. But if you want things shipped out right away, like you bought one thing and you want that one thing shipped out, just send me an email, let me know you want it shipped out right away, and we will ship it out right away. If you want to hold it for other orders, let me know you want to hold it. The default is generally for most people that I hold things, and we combine orders into a bigger package so you pay less on shipping, and it makes it nice for everyone. But if you want it shipped out right away, let me know and we can put you on the fast shipping side of things. All right, how's everybody today? Anybody have any interesting things that they did? I'm going to flip the camera. We're going to keep talking. I need y'all to keep talking. Keep talking. Keep talking. Let me know how your day was. Let me know if you had lunch. Andrew made us some eggs and rice and seaweed for lunch. It was really good. But we're going to flip the camera, but I need y'all to keep talking because the more you talk, the more our numbers, people see us and more we get more friends joining us. It is a proven fact, as far as I'm concerned, that the more comments we get on YouTube during the live and Facebook, the more those networks show us to other people. We've got new people here today. People were commenting. We're already up to 21 people watching in the afternoon, which is really high for an afternoon live. We don't get a lot of people every single day, but that's because we also go live every day. Some people get bigger numbers. And I think some people only they go on the weekends once a week. And so their numbers are really high because people watch them once a week. But people know they can catch us pretty much every day. And we've been doing this since the pandemic. So almost every single day for 6 years. We're nothing if not consistent, right? So let me flip this around, and we're not high tech here. Harry had leftover pizza for lunch. Len was eating, less typing. Apple, pretzels, and almond butter. Ooh, sounds good. Pizza also sounds good. Vicky says, FYI, I hate Microsoft 365, just venting. That's yeah, I am glad I don't have to use that. We use Microsoft 365 for our email through GoDaddy. That's what they rely on now. And it has thankfully worked pretty well, but the rest of the stuff, I'm glad I don't have to. I use Pages and Numbers on Mac. I don't use the all that Office stuff anymore. Jennifer's working from home, and it's nice to have AG company. Glad you can work from home, and glad to have your company as well. Therese says, hey, first time here. Recently watched an old tutorial by Jen that I really liked. Hey, that's nice. That's nice. What was I going to say? It was Teresa now and Kelly, right? Make sure I got the name right. Kelly is also here joining us for the first time because of our tutorials, I think. So thank you. Thank you. Thank you. May says, I'm having Tallulah's question mark favorite sandwich. I don't know what that may. Are you having a sardine sandwich? Because that's Gertie's favorite. But I don't know what would Tallulah's favorite be. Let's see here. And welcome, Teresa. Welcome to the live. Hopefully you like being here with us. Sometimes we do tutorials in the live, but that's usually when Andrew's joining us and he'll do one. I usually chit chat and then get into the selling portion of things. So hopefully you like to buy some stuff too once in a while, because that really helps our small business. Dorothy says, my pearls are beautiful. Oh, good, you got them. I didn't get a chance to look at my tracking to make sure everything arrived. I was hoping you would jump in and let me know if they got there okay. I'm glad you like them. I hope you love them. I can't wait to see what you do with them. I didn't get to watch many people this weekend because I was at the shop and things were a little bit weird this weekend. I was talking about that a little bit. We had our neighbor friends, younger girls come in, and they were a little bit they were let's just say they had lots of energy. School is ending, and the kids have lots of energy. We had a lot of kids in, and it was a little bit hectic. So I didn't get to watch many people. This is a hand cut quartz. It is beautiful. It's a hand cut quartz bead. It is $12. It's a little bit more expensive, but look at that faceting. Beautiful quartz, beautifully clear. And this is a large drop. It is 23 approximately millimeters by about 13. We'll say 13. The hole is through the top. And my back, it disconnected me for a moment. But the hole is through the top. Beautiful quartz. Only one of them available. BCD1. May says, yes, sardines. Oop, I meant Gertie. Yeah, Gertie loves her sardines. I mean, everyone loves the sardines, but it's especially Gertie's sardine. Oh, we just sold BCD1. Thank you so much. I'm going to put that away so it doesn't tease anybody else with its beauty. Very pretty. Thank you so much. Dorothy says, yes, my grandson's last day of school was today. Andrew says, that's perfect for a sun catcher, would be extra sparkly today. Yeah, it's a beautiful day. I was out watering some plants again, trying to keep them watered. Whew. Because it's sunny and warm and beautiful and windy a little bit. So the wind dries things out a bit. So try and keep our flowers. We just put some new flowers around and new plants, fig tree, and we have our pear tree, trying to keep everything watered. Vicky or Vicky said, hopefully not mouse burgers. I know. I don't know what our cats would do if they saw a mouse. We've never thankfully had a mouse. So I don't know what they would do. I think Barnaby would treat it like a mole and attack, I would hope. And Tallulah, she's been mole hunting lately too, trying to. Teresa says, your hair is amazing. Oh, thanks. Thank you. It's getting a little long. I have to do something about that, but for now, it is what it is. Andrew said, did you water the cottage plants? Yes, I did. I watered the pear tree. I watered the inside geraniums. I watered the baskets. And I moved the sweet potato and whatever else is in that big pot outside and watered that and watered a little blueberry too. Dorothy says, I think I said that. Grandson's last day of school was today. Yeah, I think the kids in Johnstown, today is their last day too. Sorry, sometimes I get talking and instead of showing you stuff. Okay, these are hand carved bone, small cabochons. We're gonna do them at a $5 each only, and there are only 2 of them available. I'm gonna show you these up close. Look at those. These are great to set in rings. They are flat backed. You could add a glued on bail if you wanted to, but you can also set them in metal and make them into little charms or pendants or make them into rings. But they are hand carved cabochons out of bone, and they are BCD2, $5 each, 2 of them available. Is there a partridge in the pear tree? I think the partridge would completely um, take up the entire pear tree. Our pear tree is only about a foot tall right now. The deer every single year keep eating it. So it stops growing because they eat the leaves and then there's just sticks. And a tree's not going to grow if it can't get nutrients through its leaves, right? So we every year uh talk about doing things to keep the tree going. And finally, this year, I found something that's keeping the deer out, knock on wood, for a while at least. I hope the deer stay out. Um, we've got it fenced up, and so far, they have not been in there. So the tree is growing, it's pushing out new details, new little leaves and branches. It's just starting to really push, and so I'm trying to keep it alive and do the best we can. Um, we've just sold both, it looks like, of the cabs. So thank you so much. Those are sold out. Dorothy said the detail's amazing in those cabs. Yes. And Andrew said these are from my stash. They're carved in Indonesia. Yeah. They're really beautiful. So those are sold out. I'm going to move those off to the side. This one is a strand that broke, but these are not vintage, but these are probably from earlier when we started the store. These are these beautiful drops with this kind of mercury glass finish. And I love these. I love this kind of green color with this silver mercury glass kind of finish. And these are about, we'll say 18-ish by about 9-ish, 8 or 9. This was a strand. It just fell apart. So I just am selling it as the lot of beads, but it was a full strand. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 beads there for $7. We imported these, says Andrew. I forgot about that. Yeah, so these weren't around in the US by anyone that we could buy them from, any manufacturers or any suppliers. So and when that happens and we see good things in the Czech Republic, we sometimes import them ourselves. We've not been doing that recently because of tariffs and all that, but every once in a while we find some good things over there and import them ourselves. And that was the case for these. So at one point, people may have them now, but at one point nobody had those but us, or at least not many people. I'm going to put away the cabochons here. So move these over. But this is a really pretty kind of green, yellow green color. You know, I love green. I love most greens. So um, $7 was the old price. We probably brought these in, I don't know, 10 years ago, 8 years ago, something like that. That was the old price, and that's still your price today on those. We don't inflate prices just because we could. Some businesses do that, and maybe it's smart to do that, but once we set a price, it pretty much stays the price. Sometimes people will inflate their prices over time. We just did a lot of pearls and turquoise the other day that really the prices should be higher. It kind of hurts a little bit to see them now and what we could be charging, but we don't do that to you. So um, that's one of the things we always try and make sure we give you the best prices possible on stuff. Andrew says, I liked the mercury finish on those. Yeah, it's a really cool finish. Let me pull a few of them up here. Really cool finish. Where's my, sometimes colors are better in here. There it is. Maybe that's showing the color a little bit better. They're really pretty. So let me set those there. And I just dropped one between the tables, but I got it. All right. This is BCD4. This is an artisan lampwork glass. It was $32. I'm bringing the price down to $26 for y'all today. This is a gorgeous piece. And I hope y'all love this. Oh, we just sold the green drops. Thank you so much. And I think this could go really well with the green drops, right? What do you think? What do you think? Look how nice that would go together. Dorothy says, now I see the color. Yeah, it's better in the tray sometimes, right? Sometimes the tray blows out the color because it's white, but sometimes it works to show the color better. You never know on these cameras these days. Oh, somebody just tried to grab 3 again. Let me put that away because it's sold now. Thank you so much. Andrew said our box arrived today with all the vintage antique ethnic metal. It'll take some time to sort. Yeah, I was telling them earlier that it arrived, but it's a lot. So maybe we'll start the show on that tomorrow. People were begging for it to start as soon as possible. People are really interested in it, but we couldn't get it together for today. Now I just put those away. And I was going to show them with this, but you saw it, right? Y'all saw it. Lots of silver in that lamp work, says Len. It's really, it's funny because there's actually not a lot of silver color in there. There's some copper and some white, but it pulls out when you put that silver finish with it. It really pulls that out. Those lighter colors. It's really cool. Let me see. Maybe is that better too to show you? There's one side and there's the other. May says that metal show will be fun. Jen says, I wish I was there. Wish I were there to help go through those boxes of metal. I bet everybody does, but that's just for us. We get to have the fun doing that. Sorry, everybody. I'm going to take a drink. I'm losing my voice talking. Lynn says, real silver is how you get that webbing in the glass. Okay. You know that. I don't. Good to know. So there you go. There is lots of silver in there then, y'all, for $26. Isn't that a good price? Beautiful. I didn't give you the size on the lamp work. I'm going to give you the size on that. 30 by 33. Teresa's got to run. Have a great day, all. You too, Teresa. Thanks for joining us. Hopefully you'll join us again. Normally we're at 7:30 p.m. Eastern time. Remember, hang out with us in the evenings. Keep watching those tutorials. I'm going to do this for $16 instead of $20. This is a beautiful strand of those, the hand-cut ovals in garnet. Beautiful garnet, hand-cut ovals, really pretty color. This is, I'll give you the size and the strand when here in just a second. Let me push these all down so I don't give you the improper sizing. This is a 14-inch strand of beautiful ovals. They are approximately 5, I'm just measuring one here, 5 by 7 or so. They are all different, obviously, and I don't know if that gives you any better idea of the color. There we go. These are really nice and dark. Andrew said Len is right. There's silver foil that reacts with the ivory glass. It makes that pretty webbing. See, I didn't know that. It's good to know. And we've just sold 4. Thank you so much. This has sold out. You're going to enjoy that for sure. I was wondering how they did the webbing, so now it's good to know. BCD4 sold. So far, we've sold everything I put up. I like that. Let's keep that going. I've never had a fully sold out show. So if y'all want to give that to me today, that would be nice. That would help with the car expenses. But you know, uh, I don't know that that's going to happen though, because I have like hundreds of these. These are, I know some of you do the handmade stuff and go to craft shows and all that. These are these little charms that say handmade. Handmade. Super cute. You can use them on your, on your things. You can use them at your table, whatever you want. Normally we sell them for $1 each. I'm going to do them for 75 cents each. And I'm going to put an M down here in the corner. If you watch us often, you know M means multiples. I have lots of these. So 75 cents each. And these little handmade. Andrew said, it's a sign William should do the live solo more. I don't know about that. I don't know. I think people like you, Andrew. Are you trying to get out of doing the lives with me? Whoa. If we sell out completely today, then we'll take that as a sign that I should do more solo. How about that? But we've got to sell out completely. Or at least have one of every lot sell. Maybe that. Maybe not a full sellout, because I doubt, unless somebody wants a whole big bag. Look at the whole big bag of these. I don't know that I'm going to sell out of those. Let's see here. This is a kit that Andrew made. We have 3 of these available. Let me see what I should price this at next. Because we had this at 26, and I'll do it at, let's bring it all the way down to 20. I only have 3 of them. Andrew says, come on, easy question. Andrew's like, let's sell out today. This is a really nice kit. And if you're getting ready for anything that you might want red, white, and blue for, this is a kit full of goodness. Whoa. First, it's got these glass beads, these little firecracker kind of glass beads. And Susan says, I'm a little sad our neighbor's old maple tree is being taken out. That's sad. It is sad when a tree gets taken down. I know maple trees, we get maple trees. We just had to cut a few down because they pop up so easily around here. We had a few around the house that were starting to get too big, and we can't let them grow because they'll go under the foundation. But a tree that's been there for a while, it is sad when it has to go. I grew up with maple trees all around our house, and I like them a lot. They're nice trees for climbing as a kid. And then you get these 2 very large glass beads. Vintage. This is vintage stuff mostly in these kits. Firecracker Millefiori, says Jen. I know, right? Oh, there's another one. Look, you get 6 of those, not 5, 6. And then you get I love these. Like, oh, there's 6 of those too. Look at those. Andrew said, too bad they're not Japanese maples. I know, we want a Japanese maple, but they're expensive to buy. Look at these beautiful beads. I love these so much. And let me put them in here so you can maybe see them a little bit better too. I don't know if that's better. See, sometimes it blows out the color. Sometimes your hand's better. I think in this case, my hand is better. I'm looking at the camera. So it says it's half dead and drops big main branches. Still sad though. Yeah. When they start to die, they start to fall apart. That's no good. And then you've got this fire polish strand. Look, this kit just keeps going and going and going. You get this fire polish strand here. You get these vintage check beads, these red with kind of a blue metallic. And these are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pentagon beads. Pentagon beads, pentagon shaped tubes. There's a japonica bush in our front yard that I love, but it's dying. I would love to replace it with a Japanese maple. Since the Japanese maples are beautiful and don't really get very big. Yeah, that's true. It's true. And then you've got these drukes. The drukes with red glass and a kind of blue metallic finish. This is a long strand of these too. So you get all of that in the kit, and that's BCD7. BCD7. It was $26 for everything on this show. 20 bucks. Got 3 of them available. That should be a 3. That looks like a 2. But that's a 3. 3 of them available. BCD7. Let me give you some sizing on some stuff here. The firecracker beads are 10 millimeters. The big uns are about 15 millimeters. These beautiful little waffly things are 14 by 10. These are some of my favorite beads we've ever had. These little waffly beads. These are about 4 by 3 millimeters on the fire polished. These ones are about 8 by 12 millimeters. And the drukes are, about 5.5 to 6. Nice kit. Jennifer says, that's a cool kit. Len says, that's a great kit. It really is. It's a lot of fun. And, Andrew themed this in a red, white, and blue kind of idea, but these are all, you don't have to use it that way, right? You might just love these red beads. I love these red beads. I love red. So I love these tubes. I love these drukes. The blue beads in the fire polish, very nice. These by themselves, delightful. Put that with some lapis, y'all. Put one of those little handmaids on there. See that? BCD7, we've sold 1 of these so far. We still have 2 of them available if anybody would like one. Andrew says, the firecracker beads are antique. I got them off of an old necklace that had broken. So that's why, we only have 3 of these kits because we only had a limited number of these, right? So once they're gone, there's no getting more of these, most likely. Someday maybe somebody might have some somewhere, but a lot of our kits are made with vintage antique components, and you don't get them anywhere else. Kim says, yeah, my neighbor installed a plastic lawn and decided he didn't like leaves falling on it, so has cut all of his trees down. Makes me so sad. I would never want to be in a place without some trees around. I feel like that's just so, ugh. It's too much. BCD8. Andrew says, I think they're Italian. These beads, Italian, little Italian babies. They look like they would be. They took those cane slices, it looks like, and put them over a black bead. It's really cool how they do that. Layered them up. We've just sold another one of the 7s. So if you were on the fence about it, only got 1 of them left. Only 1 of them left. $20 only, BCD 7. All right. Can we sell the last one? I don't know. We'll find out. We'll find out. Let's see. Let's do this. We have some vintage lucite here for you. Really kind of inexpensive for the strand. $6, BCD 8 is this beautiful orange and gold twisty rectangle bead. Vintage lucite. You get one strand. There's only one of these left. It's really cool. And it's this twisty, looks like a jelly candy, a twisty jelly candy with some gold flake in it, that edible gold flake. Don't eat the beads, y'all. Please do not eat the beads. If you do, we did not tell you to do that. We are not accepting that responsibility. But these are beautiful. And you get the strand 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 beads on there for $6. And these are approximately about 8 millimeters by about 13 millimeters. Andrew says we had those in the blue store. Yeah, we've had these for a long time. These have been around pretty much as long as the store has been. I've only got the one strand available in these. They've got kind of a white core on them too, which I never noticed until this very moment after all those years. One strand available, BCD 8. My neighbor made her small backyard into astroturf fake grass, says Jennifer. Weird. Susan says, "Oh, Kim, that sounds awful. Your sounds like a bit of wackadoodle." I don't. Yeah, I would not want to have an. I mean, I get the idea of an astroturf lawn, but I like the natural stuff. Andrew says, "Our neighbor at the house cut down his tree and took away all the shade in our yard." Yeah, although that tree, I don't know. I don't know if it was good or not, but I forgot that happened. We used to have a big tree there, and no more. Um, let's see. I don't think we can do astroturf here without violating some code or something, says Susan. Huh. You know, I'm all for people doing what they want to do with their yards, but it is, I think it's sad when things like that happen. All right, we have not kept up the everybody's buying everything. So I don't know, y'all. Guess we're not having a sold out day today. Today will not be the day. Who knows? Who knows? Maybe in the replays. You never know. I think it'd be pretty amazing to have a day where everything's sold out, but that has never, in 6 years of doing these lives every weekday, that has never happened. We've gotten close sometimes, especially with some trunk shows and whatnot, but it has never actually happened. This is a beautiful strand of blue chalcedony, BCD 9. It was $38, dropping it down to 32. Xeriscaping is really popular in warmer climates, says Andrew. It's done to reduce water consumption and prevent fires. It makes sense. I just don't like, I like natural stuff, but I get it. I get it. I was almost going to say something, but I try not to about water consumption and other things being put in instead of grass, real grass. But I'll not say it. Don't want to start that vibe. These are beautiful blue chalcedony faceted 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 hexagons. Is that right? 6, 7, 8. Yeah, hexagons. Great blue chalcedony. Great for when Mercury retrograde happens. Anybody know when the next Mercury retrograde is happening, by the way? Let's find out. Mercury. Mercury retrograde 2026. June 29th to July 23rd, the end of this month, y'all. So you might need this to help protect yourself from that retrograde. If you do, I swear the retrograde affects me. And my technology, my computers always find a way to like do something, break down. Susan says it's coming up. Yuck. Says there you go with that glowy Chalcedony again. I know, trying to tempt y'all. These are about 11 millimeters, 11 millimeter beads, and the strand is a 16-inch strand. Beautiful, glowy, beautiful blue chalcedony. Not dyed, natural. $32 for the strand instead of $38. I'm going to move this down a little bit more, make room for one more. Nobody's grabbed this garnet. BCD5. Beautiful hand-cut ovals, only $16 for the strand. We have BCD6, the little handmade hands. Reduce the price on those. We're $1 each, down to 75 cents each. We've got this kit. We've sold 2 of the 3 of these. So there's only, was there 3? Let me make sure. Because I was looking at them and one of them was missing the round droops. I had 4 of them, but the droops weren't in there. Must have got stolen for something else. So I only have 3. I do still have 1 of those left. BCD8, 1 of those. BCD9, 1 of those. BCD10. What time is it, y'all? 4:19. Ooh, I gotta pick up the pace. I always feel like I have forever, but I don't. I have to get to my pottery class. Let's see here. These are $6. Only 1 strand. I know some of y'all have been loving the leaves. I've got 1 strand of these beautiful blue leaves. Let me put this here so you can see maybe the color. I think the color will be better on these. They're kind of like they look bluey green on my screen. They are pretty icy blue in person. There's not a lot of green. They're looking more green on camera. They are a nice icy blue. That's pretty. Oh, Kimberly was talking about that. Yeah, I think I said that already. But 1 strand of these leaves. This is a check glass. This is 14. Yeah, 14 by, these are hard to grab. 14 by 10, I'm going to say. 14 by 10 millimeters. BCD 10. Only 1 strand. $6. Take it. Somebody take it. Take it away. Okay, I'm going to start putting some of these away since they're not selling. We're going to put the garnets away. 1 strand of those available, $16 only. BCD5, it goes away. BCD6, the little handmade hands, they're going away, back in their bag. Can you show on white paper the leaves? Maybe. I don't know if they'll be any different. They still look green on my screen. Yeah, they look very green. But they're blue. They are blue. And they sold. Thank you so much. Let me take those away. The only reason I hesitate is because I didn't know if I had white paper around here. I do have to cut some, I think, for more things. So I'm glad you asked because I actually found that paper sitting next to me. And it says, yes, they look really green. I know. I know. I don't know why, but they are not green. They are blue. Blue. They're like an icy blue. Really pretty color too. I wonder if gray. Let's try our gray. I know they're already sold, but let's see, what does gray do? Nope, still look green. I don't know. Very strange. Let's see. Do I have a black? I have a black tray here. Let's see if black. Somehow the color is not still looks green. So weird. But they're not. They're blue. Okay. Anyway. Andrew says, did y'all see Kim's necklace? I don't know if I did. Did I? Our San Diego friend Kim? Oops. That tag needs to go in the front of that bead and not behind it. Do they glow in the black light? I don't know, Len. I don't have a black light here. I wish I did. But I don't know if they glow. I don't remember those ones glowing. I don't know if I've checked them though. Remove this down. Andrew says, yeah, very nice. I haven't been on Facebook much today. Gotta look. Andrew says, I don't think those do. Okay. Doobie wow. Doobie wow. Okay. B C D 11. I said I have to quicken up, and then we spent about 10 minutes on the leaves. All right, y'all. This is a really pretty one. If you like Heather Powers stuff, this is a Heather Powers house bead. This is polymer clay. If you don't know Heather, Humble Beads. Kim says, thanks, Andrew. I'm happy with how my purple necklace turned out. Let's see here. Now I gotta see. Now I gotta see. Not that one. Do. Okay, now I gotta check it out. Oh, that's the pearls and seed beads together. That one, so nice. Let me see if I can, okay. Len says, you told us to talk. I know, I'm glad everyone's talking. But I need to not talk as much. Okay, now we're gonna take a moment though. Let me see if this is gonna work. If I can find it. We like to show off URL stuff when we can. This is an overlay. Let me see if I can choose my files here. Oh, it has not synced yet. Okay, we got to give that a moment. Give my Wi-Fi some time to sync. Let me give you the measurements on this though. This is approximately 16 by 25 millimeters. For the Heather Powers, that's BCD 11. Somebody just tried to claim it, but they put BCD 10. So that's BCD 11. Please send me another email so I don't mess that up later for you. There we go. Let's this is a detail of Kim's necklace. Look at that. Look how pretty that is. And then this one's not going to quite fit on the screen because it's the other way, but this is the, I wanted to show you that detail first, and then you'll understand the full one, even though it doesn't fit the same way. Looks like that. That's a lot of work. Great job, Kim. Great job. Okay, I'm going to delete that email. Thank you so much for sending that in. So this one has sold. Let me take this away. Andrew says, I miss Heather. I know. We haven't got to talk to Heather in such a long time. I'm going to put this away since it is now sold out. Okay, BCD 12. Wowzer, says Susan. I know. Wasn't that necklace nice? So nice. We're gonna do these $7 each. 4 of them available. This is vintage check glass. Kelly says, wow, beautiful, Kim. Kim says, thanks. These are vintage check glass dye beads, dice beads, dye beads, dye beads. Vintage check glass, super cool. Fun to make those for your gambling friends, right? Friends who go to the casino, make them some jewelry. I think they're really fun. Just throw 1 or 2 in here and there in a design, or make some earrings with some other fun colors. It'd be really cool. These are corner drilled squares, and they are about 10 millimeters. 10 millimeter corner drilled squares, BCD 12. You get the whole strand of them for only $7, and there are 4 of them available. Hey, what's next? I've got some bees. Somebody a while ago said they wanted stainless steel charms and things. So I found some of our stash of those and pulled some back out. And we've got this silver tone bee charms, or you can make those into small pendants on a chain. We've got them for $2.55 each only, and there are 2 of them available. $2.55 each, 2 of them available. They are about 13 millimeters by 13 by 16 millimeters. Stainless steel bee charms, BCD 13. BCD 14. We have, how many of these do I have? We've got 3 of these. These are, hold on, 3 of these. They're $2.50 each. These are these oh so cute little strawberry charms. These are a silver with a soft enamel coloring, silver stainless steel, soft enamel, little strawberry charm. 3 of them available, $2.50 each only. Super cute, super sweet for the summer. 7 millimeters by about 13 millimeters, 14 millimeters. 7 by 14, I'd say. Super cute. We've sold both of the bee charms. Thank you so much. I'm going to put those away. TCE 13 going away. Come on, get up. I got the paper in the bag and then the bees fell out. I saved a bee today. Well, it's some kind of bee wasp creature. He was buzzing by the window, and it was trying to get out. Every time I put it on a piece of paper to move it, it kept flying back to the window. Finally got it outside, and then it flew away. But try and save them when we can, even if it is a wasp-like creature. All right, I've only got one of these ones. This is $2.50. If you like strawberries, maybe you also like cherries. Make a little fruit charm necklace. We've got one of these little charms, little cherries, stainless steel, $2.50. Look how cute those would go together. If I can get this one up off of the table here. Look how cute. Look how cute. Andrew said if it's a carpenter bee, smash it. It was not a carpenter bee. It was not a carpenter bee. These are about at the widest point. Oh, about 8 millimeters. No, that's not right. 13 millimeters by 15 millimeters for the cherries. One available only, $2.50. Got some bees around the fruit. BCD 16. And what is this one? Okay, and there are two of these. They're $2.75 each. These are a gold-plated stainless steel strawberry. So this is the strawberry in a gold-plated stainless steel. There you go. Nice gold color. And that is $2.75. I've got two of those available at that price. Just two. And that's it on those. All right, I'm going to go ahead and put this kit away. Nobody bought this one kit. What do I do with the bag for this kit is the question. This one will do. Okay, and the kit goes away. Last one left. I'm going to leave us with just one BCD7. $20 for all of that stuff in there. And I'm going to put 8 away as well. That's the vintage lucite. Fun, juicy colors. Nobody wants the juicy orange? I'm loving orange. Oh, we sold the last 7. Thank you so much. So all 3 of those kits have sold out. Thank you, thank you. Okay, I'm going to move 9 down. This is beautiful, glowy, high-end-ish blue chalcedony. It's not super high-end, but it's not on the lower end of things either. Mid-tier, right? That sounds so bad. It's mid. That sounds so terrible. Isn't that what the kids say? Or the kids moved on from mid? I don't know what the kids say anymore these days. What did I just do? Oh, I put that kit over here, but didn't put it with the other kits. Okay. All right. That goes away over there. All right. BCD 17. All right. I love these. These are $2.95 each. So inexpensive. These are stainless steel charms. And these ones are a silver flying owl. I know we have owl fans. Got two of those. The flying owls in the silver tone stainless steel, the natural stainless steel. $2.95 each. Just those two available. BCD 17. And $3.40 each. And two of these, BCD 18. Just, oh, there went my whole thing came off of there. We've got the gold tone owls. Well, gold plated actually, not tone. They are gold plated, stainless steel, BCD 18, $3.40 each. We've got two of those available. And the owls, both of them, both colors, are 35 by approximately 26. We've just sold both of those ones. Thank you so much. The silver ones are sold out. BCD 17. And we'll move 18 down. We'll see if 18 sells as well. People like those gold ones. Whoops. That was not the right number. BCD 19. Okay, everyone stop talking now. You didn't have to stop talking. You don't have to stop talking, everybody. You can still talk to me. 12. I'll bring these down to 8. I've got multiple strands available. You're going to see we've got multiple strands of these. These are cute little pearls, little rice pearls. They are vintage strands that have been dyed. And they've been dyed this beautiful pink. Look at those. Beautiful color. It's almost like a metallic pink. And cute little strands of rice pearls, vintage dyed. These strands are, hold on, I separated one out. I wanted to show you them all together because they're so pretty. But I also, this is what you get, one strand of these for $8 only. And these are 16-inch strands. And the pearls, they vary in length, but they're all about about 3 millimeters wide. And I'll just give you a length on one. This one happens to be about 5 millimeters. Beautiful pearls. BCD 19, multiple strands available, but once they're gone, they're gone. That's it. They're really fun. I think they're super cute. Love the color. Nice bright pink. BCD 19. Whoa. I keep losing things between my desks. Gotta close up that gap. Who's still out there watching? We've lost some people. We're only down to 16 people now. I start out with 21. Am I boring everybody? What's happening? What's going on? $2.55. $2.55. One of these left. I'll move it down here because it's small. This is a stainless steel scarab. Stainless steel scarab beetle pendant or charm. And it's $2.55 in natural stainless steel. It is 14 millimeters by about 17. 14 by 17. I'm like, am I still here? No one has said anything, even with my asking. Anybody here? Am I still live? What's happening? Oh, I did sell 20, so I must still be live. Still here doing dishes, says me. Okay. Kimberly says, I love those pearls. Aren't they nice? Did you get some of those? I think you got some of those, right? At one point. Okay, we did sell the scarab. Susan's still here. Oh, good. Started to get worried because I was saying, somebody say something. Nobody said anything. Beatles for book club. I know, Kim, right? It's like Beatles are on my mind or something. B, C, D. That was 20. Let's do 21. And we've got BCD 21, $3.05 each. The gold is always more because they are literally plating it with gold on top of the other ones. These are the scarab beetles in gold, and I happen to have 2 of those left. Kimberly says, I did. They are fabulous. Good, good, good. Scarab beetles in gold. How about a golden beetle, y'all? BCD 21, $3.05 each. 2 of them available. Maybe Andrew and I should keep those for our projects. He says, I think I got 1 or 2 of all the colors. Yeah, we have those pearls in all different colors. We have them in light blue, I think a darker blue, a pink, and like a popcorn butter yellow. I just happened to pull the pink for today. BCD 22. $2.55 each. 2 of these available. BCD 22 are these beautiful little stainless steel moths. Stainless steel moths. These are like a filigree cutout moth. Kim says Edgar Allan Poe's The Gold Bug. I don't think I've read that. The Gold Bug? We've just sold both of 21. Thank you so much. And here we have these. I'm going to put this in here so you can kind of maybe see it better. There we go. And these are these cutout moths, stainless steel, $2.55 each. We've just sold both of the moths as well. So I'm going to put those away, and I'm going to put the scarabs away. Put these, keep everything in the correct bag. It's good for Miss Benson's beetle. Those are going to be good. People are making things. Okay, that was 22. BCD 23. This was 18. I'll bring it down a little bit. I can't bring it down much. I probably shouldn't even bring it down at all. But BCD 23. This is a hand-carved labradorite cabochon. Hand-carved with kind of a leaf design in it. And it has a flat back, no holes, so it's a cab. But look at that beautiful labradorite flashing. Really pretty. Jennifer said, those rice pearls have a vintage vibe for me. I remember one strand bracelets with metal spacers and multi-strand twisted braided necklaces. Yep, they're vintage. These are old. Um, they are vintage. Super cool. I mean, they're not like probably older than me. So I don't know about old, but bead wise, pearl wise, they are vintage, older beads. Super cool. I was dating myself, calling myself old. I'm like, they're not even as old as me. We've just sold the Labradorite cab. Thank you so much. That's a great deal for that hand carved. BCD 24. We had some of the individual carnelian beads yesterday, and some people grabbed up some of those. I have this strand of vintage carnelian that goes really well with those. If you want some drops, I'll give you an extra special price since we've only got one strand left. Kimberly says, love the green flash. I know, right? A lot of times you see Labradorite with that blue flash, but that green flash I feel like it's a little more rare. You see it a lot more in vintage stuff than you do modern. Usually you see the blue gray flash. But look at these carnelian nugs, little nuggets, little tumbled beauties. One strand only left. They look like little beans all together. But beautiful. Like just all the patterns in them and gorgeous lines and natural designs through the stones. Darker, lighter, some more opaque, some more transparent or translucent. Kimberly says it really works with the carving. So pretty. They are. It is. That was a pretty one. We've had a few of those, and that was the last one of those. So that's BCD 24. It was $24. Bring it down to $18 only for that strand. The drops on these, we'll just say they're about 17 millimeters long and about 12 wide, but they do vary. And the strand length, they do have those spacers in there, so they don't smack on each other too much, but it is a 16-inch strand with those spacers. So BCD 24, vintage strand, $18 only. Sorry, y'all, I got to cut more paper. I just need a few more. Whew, take a breather here. How's everybody doing? Having a nice day? I'm having a good day with y'all. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for hanging out with us today. We're going to go to 30 today, and then I will be signing off to head over to my pottery class. I don't know if there was a glaze firing. I have like 2 or 3 things coming out of glaze firing that I'm super excited about. So we'll see. We'll see what I get. Kind of excited about that though. The Japanese rice pearls are often found in vintage twisted necklaces, also known as torsades, date back to the 70s and 80s. See that? So maybe those beads are older than me. They came from the 70s, but I remember those. I know what you're talking about. Okay. Let's see here. Alrighty, Roo. We have BCD 25 coming up. BCD 25. We have 2 of these only. $8 each. 2 of these available. Cut this off of here. Without cutting the strand completely, cut it apart. Okay. These are, we had some people asking for cathedral check glass beads. Found 2 more vintage strands. Cathedral cut. And they are these ones. They've got a slight blue on the finish. So it's this kind of amber glass with a little bit of a blue glow to it. It's really pretty. And it's a vintage strand, a cathedral cut. Let me see if I put it in here. You can see. See, you barely see the blue sometimes, but then you move it and the blue comes out. They're really nice. Only 2 strands available. BCD 25. I didn't even put the paper down here. $8 a strand. And these beads are about 5 millimeters by, about 6, 5 by 6. BCD 25. We've just sold both of those right away. Kimberly says, I loved your coil bowl. Excited to see how it turns out. Me too. Me too. Jennifer says, by the 90s, heavy pollution severely impacted Lake Biwa, and the bulk of rice pearl production transitioned to China. Andrew said, the woman we bought them from didn't want to sell them to us because they reminded her of roller skating in her youth. It's a good thing we got them when we did, because the ceiling collapsed in that warehouse and everything that was left was covered in black mold. Yeah, it was something for sure. It was a shame. But he says, those are lovely from you guys. Love them. Thank you. All right, I'm going to put these away because they are sold out. And let's see, that was BCD 25. So we're on BCD 26. Okay, these were, let me see here, 60. Just for 45. She also had a heart attack and almost died. Yes, she had some hard times. I don't know if she's still alive now. Maybe Andrew does or doesn't. I don't know. But she lost her husband. She was dealing with trying to part out the business all by herself. It was hard. It was hard. And it was kind of we were trying to get to know her, and it was sad. Andrew said she was holding some opals for me, but someone stole them. Yeah, we asked her to set some stuff aside, and she had so many people coming in and out. They disappeared, fortunately. BCD 26. This is beautiful tiger eye. These are micro-faceted strands of tiger eye. And these strands are about 15 inches. 15 inches. And there are 3 of them. They're intertwined and twisted and strung up that way. We are pretty much just selling them at a price that if you want to take this apart and use these beautiful microfaceted tiger eye, you can. If you want to wear this as a necklace or sell it on as a necklace, $45 is a very cheap price for a necklace of that stone quality. already put together, especially on sterling silver. It's sterling silver lobster and extender chain. But I've only got one more of these left. That's it. These are, I think they're 2mm. They're approximately 2mm microfaceted tiger eye beads. And you're pretty much getting the equivalent of 3 strands of those. So, you know, it's a really good deal, especially a high quality strand like that. And you're getting 3 of them. $45, BCD 26. Oh, we just sold 24, the carnelian drops. Thank you so much. Put those away. Andrew says, I don't need another opal cab, though. I have enough to cover my body. Yeah, he collects the opal cabs. He likes the opal cabs. Who doesn't like an opal cab, though, right? All right. I'm sorry to say it, but I'm putting 9 away. I guess nobody wants it. 9 is the blue chalcedony. I thought for sure somebody would want that today. At only $32. Look at how gorgeous that is. Did I put it in? Look at that color. Beautiful color. All right, I'm putting it away. Those are the octagons from Mercury retrograde. Kim says, can't wait to see your new pots. Me either. I'm very excited to see what happened with them. Hopefully they came out okay. If not, I learned a lot anyway making them, but one is a gift. So I'm hopeful that it'll come out okay. Putting these away, the dice ones. Nobody has gambling friends. Nobody wants to make casino jewelry. All right. Where are you gonna find vintage check glass dice beads? Here. Oh, Andrews, I think I said they're not easiest to set, the opal cabs, because they're so soft. They are easy. They're not easy to set because they can break easily. Okay, where am I at here? 14. Nobody sold or nobody bought the silver strawberry. Ooh, there was just sound like a gunshot outside. Is this my silver strawberry? I think this is my silver strawberry bag. Silver strawberry. Put this one away. Sterling silver, not sterling, stainless steel strawberry. And this is for my cherry right there. Andrew says, I know some folks make good luck charms with the dice beads. Yeah. Good luck casino jewelry. Has anyone made casino? Like, I feel like that should be a thing. Good luck casino jewelry. Like, if somebody's not out there doing that, I think somebody should be doing that. Right? Casino jewelry. Where is this? There we go. All these little bags, trying to fit them in the right place. Trying to clean up here because I will have to clean up before the end. I know I'm getting down there in time. My time is running low with y'all today, unfortunately. I feel like these go especially fast on Wednesdays. Okay, move these down here. 1926. All right. Got BCD 27. BCD 27. What I got left in my bag? Let's just give a real good price on these. $10. Anderson, the neighbors across the road shoot sometimes. Yes, they do. Yes, they do. It sounded, I guess maybe it came from that way. It sounded like it was kind of off across the highway a little bit. This is just a nice long strand of Amazonite chips. Beautiful Amazonite chips. Good luck purse charms, says Jennifer. I know. Nobody wants good luck purse charms. It's about a 32-inch strand of Amazonite chips for $10. What I mean, that's like, that should be a no-brainer. $10, beautiful chips, BCD 27. BCD 28. Let's see if anybody takes me up on that. Let's see here. These are $12 each, and there are 2 of them. Okay. Maybe you don't want the dice. Maybe you like these though. These are skeleton skull charms. Skull charms. These are sterling silver. These ones are sterling. That's why they're $12 and not like $2.55. But these are sterling silver, little skull charms. Very nice quality. I love how they're set in that inside the ring. There's beautiful little charms. They are approximately 10 millimeters by 14 with the bail, but not the jump ring. You can change out the jump ring, but so with the bail, they're about 14. All right, 10 by 14. And there are 2 of those available, $12 each. Sterling silver. That is another old price. We've had those for some time now. And if you like things like this, like the sterling silver, we have a nice selection of these on our website. Sterling silver charms, bronze charms, and all of them, let me tell you, are on their old information. Old information. Or old information. Old prices. They're all old prices. I guess it is old info, but I don't know why that came to my mind. Old prices. So you're getting really good deals on those. Andrew says, what do you want for dinner? Probably just the bean stuff. We got that stuff. We didn't end up making more last night. So that's probably good. I think we still have a bag of corn chips. We still have some cheese. That's good for me. I've been enjoying that. It's kind of like, it's filling, but then it's not like, it doesn't feel like you're like stuffed. And the next day I don't feel like bloated from it all. Let's see here. Okay, let's see here. This one is another strand. I think this is more than a strand. This might be 2 strands that came apart. I'm going to put these in the dish because these are really pretty and I don't want them to go everywhere. These are vintage check glass. They're fire polished, but they're also AB coated. And look at that lovely color. Andrew says, I'm tired of beans. I don't think I'm going to have time to run to the grocery store, though. So that's the problem. I won't have time in between to get to the grocery store. These are vintage check glass, fire polished. They are about 6 millimeters on these ones, 6 by 5. Anderson, oh, the robin laid another egg. She was out there sitting last night. I ran out in the middle of the night to go to the car, and she was out there sitting. I scared her away from it. She started chirping and everything in the middle of the night. So she's got 2 eggs up in there now. And this is only $7. Like I said, this may be 1 strand of fire polish because they're usually pretty long, but it fell apart. So $7, BCD 29. We've sold both of 28. Both of 28 looks like it's sold. Thank you so much. I'm gonna put those away. BCD 28 is now gone. We just sold BCD 29 as well. We sold that twice. Sorry, everybody, I've only got the one. So I'm gonna put those away. And BCD 30, last one coming up. Oops, BCD 30. What do I have in here for y'all? Those are metal beads. We're gonna do those during the metal bead show. I have these. Let's see what I got here. I keep showing you some of these fun vintage check kind of metallic beads. Let's see, I had these at $6 and I've got 3 of them available. And let me get these. These I gotta get the glue off. First I gotta cut them. And then these were glued together, but I gotta make sure I don't lose any of the beads. And I gotta tie them up. So one moment while I do that. Talk amongst yourselves, right? Coffee talk. That was a good Saturday Night Live skit, I think. Used to like that one. All right. And it's these. Look how fun these are. And let me put them in here so you can kind of see. Because again, I think these are going to be better shown this way. Look at that. Beautiful vintage check glass with that metallic kind of AB or metallic blue goodness, faceted, kind of roundish. They're faceted this way on the edge and this way kind of on the faces. So horizontally and then crisscrossed. Crisscross, crisscross. That's BCD 30. You get the whole strand for $6. And these beads are approximately at their widest 7 by 8, 7 by 8. And the strand length is 8 inches. And it's BCD 30, $6. BCD 30. All right, y'all. Normally I'd say a longer goodbye, but I've got to run because I'm going to try and do the spreadsheet before I go. And then I got to get to my pottery class and maybe get to the grocery store in between. I don't know. Oh, Leslie just joined in. Hello, Leslie. Hello and goodbye, Leslie. Thank you for joining in with us. But I'm going to go because I got to get to my pottery class and maybe get to the grocery store in between. So thank you all for joining us today. We really appreciate it. With all the car stuff coming up, all the sales will definitely help offset a lot of that. And we're so thankful for you all. If you have any questions, send us an email, info@allegorygallery.com. Thanks so much. Have an amazing, amazing day. And we'll see you back here 7:30 p.m. Eastern time tomorrow. Bye, everybody.